proud to call him a sport. I'm really proud to call him a friend. And I'm extremely proud to present Alejandro Moreno to the UNCG Athletics Hall of Fame.
Okay, buddy? Thank you so much. I could have used you in a couple of contract negotiations. Those didn't go well for me, by the way. So many people to thank, so many people to acknowledge. This is a tremendous honor for me, for my family. I've had a lot of people that have come a long distance to be here today. And I'm extremely happy to be here because I really think that this place is special for me. And so I'd like to thank Athletic Director Kim Recker, Director of the Spartan Club, Mike Roach. I appreciate your work, I appreciate what you put together. And everybody who's done everything and anything to make this happen today. It's certainly very special for me, it's very special for my family. I know that a lot of you have traveled a long distance to be here, and for me certainly it's an honor that you're all here, that you can share this with my family, with my extended family from Venezuela, and my immediate family here, and my big family of UNC Greensboro. I'm going to try to be brief, concise, but at least that was my hope coming into today. But I don't get inducted into the Hall of Fame every day, so I'm going to milk it for as long as I can. I hope you're okay with that. You know, I received a phone call from Scott Britson about the Hall of Fame induction. And obviously, Your Honor, it's certainly a special moment for me. It's something that reflects a lot of the things that I did here individually, that we did here as a team. But above all, it also forces you to look back and to think about how did I get to this point. Some of the people that affected my life, some of the people that affected my decisions, some of the people that made it possible for me to be here today. And to me, it didn't take very long to understand that it's a reflection of my upbringing. I have wonderful parents, I have a wonderful family, people that are very, very special to me, and people that I certainly owe everything that I am. It is emotional for me because I don't get to see my parents often. It is emotional for me because I don't get to see my siblings often. And for all the success that Scott talked about, and for all the accolades and the achievements that I've been able to put together throughout the course of my professional career, for all those great moments, for all the times that I played in front of thousands of people, for all the times that I played in front of millions of people on television, against some of the best players in the world, winning championships, winning things individually, accomplishing things as a team. None of those things really match the pure joy of playing in front of my house, the cul-de-sac in Caracas, Venezuela. And my brother, who's not here today, was my inspiration. I wanted to be my brother, but I'm also a competitor, and I wanted to beat the hell out of my brother. It was the most important thing for me that my older brother, who's 3 years older than me, that I could be him, but that every day that we played out in front of that house, whether it was soccer, whether it was basketball, whether it was baseball, whatever we played, that I was better than him. I gotta say, I actually did that. The sad part about it is that once my brother figured out that I was pretty good at whatever I did, he didn't want to play again. I certainly share special memories with my brother, special memories with my sister, who's also not here today, Ida, my older brother, Romero. My sister, Ida, was the +1. Whenever we needed a goalkeeper, nobody wanted to play goalkeeper, she played. Whenever we needed a catcher, nobody wanted to play catcher when we were playing baseball. She did. Whenever we needed an extra person to make sure that we had an even match, she was there. And she doesn't know it, but if she hadn't played those games, I wouldn't have been able to play in the manner that I did, and I wouldn't have been able to then put together that competitive spirit that allowed me to become the professional that I then became. So my brother and my sister are not here today, and I wanted to make sure that I acknowledge them. I also wanted to make sure that when I talk about my upbringing, and I mentioned briefly my parents, it was very easy for me to walk through the opportunities and walk through the doors that were presented to me because my parents were there. It's interesting for me in looking back at how both of them have directly impacted who I became and why I'm here today. My mom, who you may be surprised, rarely watched me play soccer. She couldn't take it. She was a nervous wreck. She simply couldn't deal with the fact that I may get frustrated, and at times I did on the field. It was only natural for me. So she couldn't watch me play. But she did the most courageous thing. When it was time for me to make the decision to come to the United States, she stuck her neck out for me. Because my dad didn't want me to come. My dad wanted me around in the house all the time. She was a loving man, he was a loving man, and he wanted me around for as long as he possibly could, as any parent would. But my mom, she stuck her neck out, and she said, she trusted my plan, she trusted my commitment, she trusted what I wanted to do, and she believed in me. For that, I thank you. I mentioned my dad. I don't know if I'll make it through this. What a loving man. An example for me, for my brother, that we can hopefully be half the parent, half the father that he has been to us. Self-anointed #1 fan. He was the guy putting the posters together. He was the guy blowing the horn. He was the guy taking the pictures. He was the guy rolling the video camera. And for every game he was there. Travel with me around the world. And he had the encouraging words when I needed them. But he could also give the kick in the ass when I needed to. And that I appreciate. If it wasn't for my parents, and I know everybody that gets into this sort of stages would say the same thing, but for me, I didn't have to go through hardships, I didn't have to go through broken homes, I didn't have to go through challenges. I had a loving, nurturing family, and understanding parents, demanding parents, expecting parents that wanted the very best for me, but also wanted me to work very, very hard in order to accomplish the things that I had set out for myself. So for that, I thank you. As I managed to get through that quite well, actually. Or it was going to get rougher. As Scott was saying, at one point or another, back in my younger days, when I thought I was a big baller, and I had all the answers, and nobody could know the game of soccer better than me, I actually would tell you that I was pretty good. It was interesting because, yes, I was highly recruited, and it was big programs, big universities, big traditions. And so then people, as they do, and you know, you've come across people all the time that want to give you their opinions, and although you're not asking for it, they still give you their thoughts, and at some point or another, people keep asking, why UNCG? Why UNCG? Why UNCG? And defiantly, and perhaps with a tint of arrogance, I would answer, well, why not? Why not UNCG? Why not a place that is unique? Why not a place that is special? And it's a place that has become not only special to me, but special to my family. A place that has shown tremendous growth over the last few years, a place that has grown in terms of academics, in terms of athletics, in terms of infrastructure. A place that I'm very proud to call home. also a place that has tons of potential. We've seen that potential become true in some of the growth that we've seen in the university, but we also know that there's still work to be done in this institution. And it's only going to happen if all of us here in this room, if we're able to take what we know that this university has to offer and share that with people outside of this room. We all have a role, we all have a place. Some of us impact this university in bigger ways than others. Some of us have more important roles than others. But we all can add something to this institution. So it's not unfair to demand, expect, and get more from our students. To demand, expect, and get more from our student athletes. I know there are some of you here today. To get and expect more from our faculty. To get and expect more from our administrators. To get and expect more from our alumni. It's only us, the people here, and the extended family of UNC Greensboro, that can make UNCG what we want it to be. The potential is still there. The growth is still there, and the trend must continue in a positive direction. And UNC Greensboro can be the answer to many of the questions that I received when I was 16, 17, 18 years old. Well, why UNCG? But why the hell not? Why not UNC Greensboro? This place is special to me, and I don't just say it. It's not part of a speech. This is my speech today. I don't just. It's not just for show. This place has impacted my life in certainly more ways than one. But I wake up next to UNC Greensboro every day. I met my wife here, dance appreciation class, HHP building as part of my fine arts requirement. That was an easy choice, by the way, because he was either drama appreciation or poetry or dance appreciation. Well, I can dance. So yes, I met my wife Melissa here at UNC Greensboro, and I live my UNC Greensboro experience every day. Because in looking at her every day, it does take me back to the HHP building. It does take me back to Will Winfield when I was sneaking out after hours. I did that, yes. It does take me back to the times where we were so very naive, but yet we were so very sure that we were meant for each other. And so it is so very, I'm so very proud that she can be here. I'm so very proud that we can share this together. Lastly, I wanted to mention my two kids, and unlike Coach Tyler thinks are very cool, my kids are to the age now to where, not so much. So I have to fight every day when I come home against the likes of Minecraft, against SpongeBob, Disney Infinity, Xbox 360, Good Luck Charlie, The Wizards of Waverly Place, and every other distraction that kids nowadays have in their lives, including tablets, iPads, and iPods. So, at one point or another, like Tyler, they thought I was very cool. I was a professional soccer player. As a professional athlete, they could go into the locker room after the games, and they knew they were special. By the way, they only were allowed into the locker rooms when we won the games. When we lost, it was not a pretty sight. So having them today allows me, if only perhaps for a weekend, to let them know that Papi is still very cool. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.